Hello and welcome. It is none other than Low Kick Esports bringing you again CPTNA Midwest #2 World Warrior. We are strapped in for top 8. Thank you so much for joining us. I am Mr. Mustaflis, joined by none other than my co-commentator Zero. How's it going today?
Hey, it's fantastic. It's a great way to kick off our weekend here. A Saturday evening filled with Street Fighter 6 action. Like you said, that second World Warrior event here for the Midwest. We've had plenty of action throughout the last month, really, of Street Fighter 6. So I'm looking forward to see what comes down in the Midwest bracket, because as I just put on Twitter, this is a kind of surprising top 8 if you're used to tuning in. Of course, some folks were a little bit of no-show, a little busy weekends to catch up. Of course, Evo right around the corner. Probably all eyes on that competition. But let's take a look at this listing for top 8 here. Harms versus Tinabari to round it out here to start things off. And then it'll be followed by Stealth and Cusco on winner's side of top 8. And then down in losers, we have Jackie Tan and Sevens. And then, of course, Deznere versus Squall. And like I said, quite the lineup for this top 8, huh?
Yeah, I think really interesting turnout. Like you said, it is important to note that we do have some of the usual suspects. Somebody like Dual Kevin, somebody like Ramsey, Hamad couldn't make it, so we are missing some folks. But the one match that is down actually on the losers bracket is the one I think I'm most interested in. So Squall, being a hometown hero from Ohio, somebody who has really been putting in the work here in Street Fighter 6, had a lot of really strong showings, but trying to, escalate himself a little bit further in that echelon so he can get more of these World Warrior points. And then up against Deznere. Deznere, again, somebody who has been grinding nonstop. He was a very strong player in Street Fighter 5. And then carrying over into Street Fighter 6, he has found himself at home, with Kimberly, really putting in a lot of just good work with her, finding a lot of tech, and has a really interesting playstyle. So to watch those two match up, I think out of these 8, that's the one I'm going to keep my eye on the most. But front to back, we have a ton of heavy hitters that I think are going to be able to actually have an opportunity to make a stake for themselves here in this World Warrior leaderboard, because that is what it's all about. It's making sure that you amass those points and you do your best to get into, the regional final at the end there so that you can actually qualify.
Absolutely. Our first set of the night. As I said, Harms versus Tinabari. Let's go take a look to the lobby here as we get into this match. We do have our players locked in and ready to rock as we kick off our top 8 of JP to start, which is fascinating. You don't get to see JP too much anymore. Is this? No, that's Bryce. Bryce, what are you doing? You're fooling me. Oh, man. I thought that was kind of suspect there, though. All good, all good. Yeah, we do have both Bryce and also Ham just hanging out in the lobby, the classic here. But we will get Tinabari and Harms pulled up here in a second.
Of course. Did you get a chance to watch the CPT NA East World Warrior last night?
I did, actually. I caught a little bit of that. I kind of caught the top 6 action. Yeah, so that lineup there, I believe we had if I'm not mistaken, it was DJ and what was it? It was DJ and wasn't it? Was the finals, or was that top 4 placing?
That was in top 4. That was Do and Spaceboy playing.
That's right.
But grand finals actually turned out to be a rematch between Boost and Punk, and honestly, it was a barn burner of a set. If you haven't watched it yet, I implore you to do so. It's some great Street Fighter. But speaking of great Street Fighters, strap in, because we're not going anywhere. This is CPT World Warrior NA Midwest #2. Starting things off with Harms and Tinabari. It looks like we've got Honda and Chun. Can you imagine? We're in top 8 here without Hamad, and we're still seeing a Honda present.
It's absolutely insane here. As I said, it's going to be a surprising top 8 to see this turnout here, but the players are still coming out strong here. Trying to play at that mid screen is going to be a strong point here for Chun-Li. She gets to threaten a lot of that space that Honda likes to command in a lot of cases, especially with that crowd strong. But these sword normals coming out here from Chun.
Right. Okay, there it is. The knockdown already starting off the pressure that Stomp. She's able to block it overhead correctly, but she's still caged here right against the wall. Takes her turn back, but no such luck. Still back to the wall and just really wailing on that drive gauge is Harms.
Yeah, the crouch forward could be big right there. Come for Tinabari. This troublesome spot with only 3 gauge to your name, and Harms going to make the most of it here with the substantial life lead
she's dead.
And stock lead. Oh, so close.
So close. That command grab does so much damage, and she runs face first into the DI. First round goes to Harms.
So you can see that panic start to set in once your back is against the wall from Honda here. Once you're in the mid screen or you're owning the corner as Chun-Li, this is a great matchup for you. But yeah, when Honda gets you locked down, it becomes significantly worse for you.
Oh, for sure. It's like if he's hitting, whether it's like on hit or block, he's doing a ton of damage. You know, either to your life gauge or the drive gauge. Speaking of a ton of damage, this is a huge opportunity here for Tinabari to actually capitalize on that misstep with the OD headbutt getting blocked. Okay, there we're back to the mid screen after the butt slam.
Oh, actually a very smart positioning here with that second butt slam to get the corner swap. Now that Tinabari is just recovering out of that drive gauge. He got off scot-free, and nice punish counter. Should be able to finish the job right here and now.
Oh, nice. And meterless, too, getting to actually save all of the super art gauge going into this last round. That's so important, especially for a character like Chun. You know, whether you're going to be using the level 3 or the level 2 to get the corner carry in the setup, you know, she really relies on that heavily.
Absolutely. I was really worried about that early burnout here. Harms definitely could have that massive territory to just own that space. Beautiful punish.
He is setting the tone early. That is 3 command grabs. One of them missed so far, but 3 command grabs so far, and we're in only the first game. He is setting the tone, making sure that, you know, Tinabari is going to be on his toes to, you know, not get scooped up.
Position here. Nice. Punish for a finish here. First game for Harms.
Yeah, and it's important to note, right? You talked a little bit, Zero, at the start of the match about how Chun is going to be really representing in that mid-range because her pokes are so strong. And against somebody like Honda, traditionally, you know, he's a little bit stubbier. He did have that, you know, what I would frankly call egregious stand medium punch. It got nerfed a little bit, but it's still, if it does connect, it's still +3, and it's still a great buffer button. So he does have a chance. If he's swinging at the right time, he's going to make it, he's going to make you hurt.
Yeah, absolutely. We got this corner carry now. No, wow, I'm surprised. No air-to-air, no anti-air whatsoever. Just letting the free jump out here from Harms.
Hey, blocks the low.
Where all that work begins, right? Harms really had that corner on lock in that first round.
Right, blocking out there with that block string and just really patient to, you know, not overextend so far has been Harms. You know, we even saw the that OD up kicks. Actually, then, oh my gosh, going for like the weird, you know, the weird stance mix up right in his face, but it worked.
No, I was gonna say, that's what I jumped at too. I'm glad he picked up on it because that Serenity stream was looking terrifying in the face of Honda like that. Tinabari, I want you to clean this up. Look, I'm not a fan of horror films. Please don't do this to me.
There it is, the knockdown and getting clipped and immediately into the mix off of the stomp. Back to the wall again, Tinabari. It seems like that has been the talk of the tape so far. Just really, just, you know, just having himself, oh, but he finds the opportunity to jump out. That whiff command grab is huge.
Very interesting to go for the shimmy into command grab there. Maybe trying to bait out like that throw tech come from Tinabari and steal it with command grab. But either way, Harms looking to finish the job and will have to spend meter to do it.
But, you know, that's okay. Like, Honda, he's going to hit you like a truck one way or the other. So it's like, even if you're down to only 2 bars, 1, every character builds a ton of meter in this game, and 2, if you do land the hit, you're going to hit him hard anyways.
Yes, indeed. It's okay to spend that one Jordan this round. I love that teleport out there. Just like,
you're right. Oh, gets caught trying to take his turn back on his own wake up there. But, okay, there it is, the punish counter. Rushing back in there with the drive rush normal to get the plus frames. No trade combo just out of range. Things are getting a little sloppy.
Oh, nice punch out, but you gotta really be concerned about this corner here.
Okay, the mix-up, he jumps out again right in his face. And look at the drive gauge. I love this opportunity. It's going to force the burn out there and allow him to be up over that 3-bar threshold. He'll actually have the lead in life, too. He's sitting pretty to actually win this game.
Oh, short with a light kick here and still stuck in a command grab. Did you stick on a button, Tinabari? That's unfortunate there because Harms 2-0 lead right now. One more game for Harms to advance in this top 8.
Yeah, he's like got a pretty commanding lead. Like, not even necessarily about what the score reflects, you know, 'cause sometimes it'll be 2-0 and there'll be close matches, but it seems like he's very confident in these decisions. And look at the damage. Gets to put her in the corner here and just, you know, we're all watching the same channel on repeat. It seems like it's been this way the whole set.
Yeah. Hand slap here, the EX edition. Let's get hip up for corner. It's still going. Dunk! No way!
Yes, it's enough. That OD Oicho does so much damage. Staring down the barrel of maybe a 3-0 is Harms.
There's that crouch forward, drive rush. Now you got to own this position though. Every single time Tinabari has earned this corner, they've lost it. It's looking expensive with that drive rush here. Does go for the Serenity Stream. And again, the free jump out for Harms every time.
Yeah, it's like if you aren't confident in your up kicks there, you have to go back like for jump back jab, jump back medium punch, just keep them caged. Oh, the bait! This is huge.
Get the launch.
The level 3, I mean, you're gonna get yourself around, and it's a little bit of a wind in your sails, but like, it's very expensive, I guess is what I'm trying to get at.
Yeah, it is an expensive victory, but you secured it. You've been in that situation before where you've lost corner and then you lose a round for that, so you may as well take it. Didn't believe in the crouch forward there.
All right, but does actually land with that stand medium punch, the handshake. Let's out again, but the perfect parry this time. I would have liked the back throw though. Oh, gets the side switch anyways. Okay, let me fix my face. Let's go Tinabari. A little bit of momentum on his side.
Got the swooping out here for the Chun-Li. Nice. Has the meter. You can finish the shot with the level 1.
Yes, and there it is. Tinabari putting one up on the board. Check the hash mark. We're not done yet.
Harms was living up to the namesake for at least 2 games straight, bringing harm to Tinabari, but I think we got the stop here for at least 1 game.
Yeah.
I'm going to return the favor here, try to be more confident in these corners, though.
You know, getting, like, especially considering, you know, we're starting on winner's side here, getting that 1 game it sounds like counterproductive and a little too obvious, but like getting that 1 game is so important for your confidence. It lets you know that you're not getting washed, right?
Yeah, at the very least, you found an answer, but look at these stand strongs, put you right back into this corner with throw opportunity was there for Tinabari, just not fast enough on the draw.
Right, this is a favorable position for him. He's doing pretty well on the drive gauge war. Hey, blocking it out there. Was not able to get the conversion, but still back is to the wall. And talk about the drive gauge. Look how low it is on Tinabari's side.
That was unfortunate because that drive rush spend after the button to get out of the corner. It was 3 bars off rip, and unfortunately Harms then took the advantage. So there's no need for me to spend any of my meter because I already own this corner, and I know that you're not going to jump out.
Right. Okay, already put into the corner. We're talking coast to coast, despite being in the Midwest. Does not buffer the crouch forward. And another perfect parry. Man, it really seems like Harms is getting a good read on the timing Tinabari wants to swing with. Oh, no!
Down back roundhouse here to get that bounce, and unfortunately punishing the reversal. Does steal away the drive gauge, does get the crush, and it's a wrap here. 3-1 victory for Harms, and I gotta say throughout that set, it just seemed like Tinabari just was overwhelmed by the options in Harms' arsenal and not really kind of focusing on their own game, their own like offensive in this corner. Because you see so many times where Harms was able to jump out or Tinabari was just holding down back and trying to find an opportune moment. And what's really telling is the fact that we whiffed the throw in that corner and Tinabari did not have an answer back.
Right. You're exactly right. And you touched on it too, right? And we're seeing it again here in the replay. These command grabs just added up over and over. And what I specifically want to highlight is Harms actually a handful of them later on in the set were either like out of range or punished with a jump over or a neutral jump, but he didn't stop drawing from that well. And it's like, especially in the tense moments of like a top 8 bracket here in tournament, it's like you have like in your brain, if you are a competitor, you're thinking, okay, I've punished this a handful of times. Certainly he has to draw back a little bit, play a little more conservative, and he just didn't at all. And, you know, some, like, the audience might kind of look at that as kind of crazy play, have what you will, but, like, the reality is it's like, if you can use that to your advantage as, like, a mix-up and a way to just not give your opponent the opportunity to actually glance at your wheel of options and get the right idea, it's like, why not stop going for it? Especially, you know, another thing to consider, too, Honda does have above average health. He's got 10.5k. So he can take a little bit more of that punishment, especially if it's not coming in, like, a huge, huge way.
Exactly. Yeah, it's such a great point to bring up because sometimes you start to second guess your own offense when you're just doing so well that there's no way, right? And you try to fall back. Whereas this time around, Harms, of course, just maintained that same course over and over again because, frankly, there was no answer being brought to us from Tinabari. Hopefully that does change. Maybe it is just coming to the top 8 and we're just thinking, all right, like I'm here. This is where it gets really important for me to try to get those extra points for World Warrior. And, you know, Tinabari will either go up against Deznere or Squall on the loser side of things. But we do have one more winner side match, of course. It's going to be Stealth versus Cusco. You know, Cusco been putting in this work in Street Fighter 6 for quite some time here.
Yeah, like really, he was one of the players from the jump. He was really making a name for himself as a really strong Cammy player, even in Season 1. And now, you know, we're working on 2.5 years into the game, just continuing to, or I guess not 2.5 years, it's gonna be almost 2 years into the game, that's what I mean. He's really, like, refining his game plan and showing, like, the strength of this character. You know, we see it from Punk, obviously, but, like, in terms of other, like, top NA Camis, now that Do doesn't really play her anyways, I think of Cusco and Mothman. Those are the two. And Cusco, you know, again, is no stranger to this top 8 position here, and I expect him to do well.
Yeah, Cusco coming from Jay Shine said it in Twitch. Cusco is Houston, right? If I'm not mistaken. You know, had a strong pedigree in NRS titles, and then opting to jump over into Street Fighter here, and again, just really hitting the ground running. For Stealth though, Stealth also Texas native. You can see it in the name. That's kind of like the gimme right there.
Right, just a little bit, you know, something gives you that idea. Okay, already getting the counter hit conversion there off the stand medium punch. And now traditionally this is a matchup that is a little bit tough for JP. He's got a little bit more in the way of, you know, being able to actually enforce his own will with the buff to OD Ghost, being able to actually cancel that into level 2 now, so he can actually enforce some of his own mix-ups. But the problem is like getting Cammy off, right?
Yeah, I mean, having this distance here, Departure already set up to deny that forward approach. Now you're walking things down against Cusco, trying to trap, and that Departure saves you. Good play.
Oh man, he's just holding it. Sheesh. He was so close to burning out, and there it is, actually. Stealth able to get that there. I would have done it too, force it, right? It's either you're going to get the kill, or he's going to make, frankly, the mistake, which he didn't. But it's either die or take the level 1, but for what gain, right? So I really like that meter management and, like, I guess, wherewithal from Stealth.
Parker play. Again, denying that forward move here. Stealth.
Look at how he's ramping up the offense.
Are you kidding me? Baiting out parry after parry, just burning the drive catch against Cusco. You're gonna have to relax on this, and I'm gonna have to see Cusco trying to make adjustments in the mid screen here, trying to close the gap against Stealth. It's like you mentioned, getting Cammy off you as JP is difficult, and maybe it's just trying to get your bearings against JP, against Stealth here, but we'll see how the rest of the set goes into game 2.
Yeah, I mean, like, you touched on it, you know, ramping up that offense at the end of that round was Stealth. And I have to, it looks like, okay, there's a jump in, but I was going to say it looks like Cusco's playing very conservative, very respectful. And now part of that is probably they have some history with one another, but, like, this is Street Fighter 6, baby. You got to go balls to the wall sometimes.
Yeah, and that's the, ooh, that could have been
That was crazy.
He got that pickup, though. All right, nice. Very confident walk-up jab, but thought the second jab would come through and already committed to that spiral arrow.
Right, and now again, full screen. How do you work your way in? Oh, that actually saved him. The departure activating. Okay, here is a chance.
Let's see what you got. Yeah, you may as well commit. Fear is going to open things up here. Full send with meter, level 2.
I'm not sure if that's... Yeah, it's not going to kill. He's burnt. Oh my gosh.
But that's how you play. That right there is what we should have seen in game 1, right? You're smothering the offense against JP, who has to show that they're willing to try to go for amnesia, which is certainly not what it used to be anymore, and still going to find its mark here.
Okay, and that's what I said, right? You got to play a little more disrespectful, and that dash up right after the level 2 is exemplifying that. All right, there it is, the knockdown. Not going for the tick throw setup, playing a little more conservative there, a little more respectful, maybe, you know, worrying about amnesia. Not a punish, and that is something to note. You know, JP's punish is safer compared to other characters.
Stand roundhouse, kept lingering with that parry once again.
Just out of range, the spin knuckle doesn't hit its mark. He doesn't cancel into level 3. He wants to make sure he can save the bulk of his meter going into the next round.
Interesting jump arc right there. Unfortunately, keeping same side. Good challenge.
Oh, that was
Archer pickup.
I almost said a curse word. That was so messed up. That was wild. I don't know how you would have blocked that, but Stealth is going to take that all the way to the bank, and now he is looking at maybe going up 2-0 here. Cusco has to lock in.
This one here, nice approach. You threaten with the roundhouse, but you have to respect that departure right above you there. All right, let's see. Nice trick gloves. They're trying to deny that approach from Cusco. And Cusco's doing great, not sacrificing hits, but that drive gauge is going to be a problem.
Yeah, he's really got to keep an eye on it. Zero, you're right. That orange is looking bleak, my friend.
Had the parry, but still got thrown. At least it's not a punish counter on this one. The fake out of these ghosts, you're trying to, you know, it's that sensory overload in Cusco, not falling for it with that dive kick.
And this is all it takes. One opportunity there to, just push the boulder down the hill, steamroll his opponent, and keep JP caged. He finds the wrong time, and that is going to be enough. Stealth does not drop it. The level 3 conversion, and just like that, he is up 2-0.
All that work to close that gap here and still not able to close it out. And I think it is, honestly, just trying to navigate the space between Triglav and Departure and how difficult it is to, try to open up Stealth at this point here.
Right. Oh, he jumped into it. That sucks. That feels bad.
Probably expected Departure there, which would have been safe. You would have the dive kick opportunity. Nope, not catching it. What I want to see, Cusco, you get that air throw. You're the most godlike player in this bracket. Like, please.
Oh, it's so active, dude. It never goes away. Oh, man, that feels bad. Hey, he heard you. He heard you.
I'm telling you, those gears are turning.
He's trying to flex. I love it. Just out of range. You can see he's starting to get a slightly better take on the rhythm that Stealth is showing. But just as soon as I say that, the commentator's curse comes out in a huge conversion, pushing Cusco all the way full screen. Stealth is looking good.
Nice. The spin. It's great to threaten that space one more time here. Be cautious. Spin. That's an option that you could do through that Departure, but respecting the teleport option because we've been vulnerable.
Oh, he's got to worry about burnout.
Nice
oh, he gets clipped anyways.
Let's see. At least surviving that sequence here, not quite death. I thought maybe Stealth would fully spend that drive gauge to finish the job. I guess thought better of it.
Yeah, and like to be fair, if Cusco actually finds the right opening, he can kill, for sure.
100%. It is Cam we were talking about. She is explosive. Oh, with the medium punch.
It's too good, that disjoint, baby. All right, this is his, winner's side life. Cusco has to make something happen quick. And so far, he's found almost all of his success coming off of the back of these dive kicks. He's had a lot of, just like falters, whether it's been trying to gain the space on the ground or drive rush in. Stealth has been on point, but when he's been able to actually land a dive kick or a jump in, it's been a big opportunity for Cusco.
Absolutely. Bounce jab, though. Forward, trying to make the approach.
Okay, starting to swing with the stand roundhouse. I like it. And honestly, like this is, yeah. Start using these buttons. You've got your own disjoints that are safe as Cammy. You have to do something to take up that space and challenge.
Fierce trying to interrupt, though.
Oh, nice. Oh, is he gonna spend it all? He is. He had to, right? I don't blame him. This is going to guarantee a win, and more importantly, give himself a little bit of breathing room and confidence going into this next round, hoping that he can, keep control of the reins and actually get a little more momentum on his side to get a full game.
And that's the thing of it, though. Like, once you put yourself into burnout, I could understand not spending if you were winning neutral time and time again. But Cusco does not have that type of control against Stealth right now. Yeah,
that's exactly right. You make a great point. Oh, man. He's getting caught there. So JP has two sweeps, right? He's got like the trip with the cane, which is super negative, and then he's got that sweep. That sweep I think is similar to Chun-Li's, and that it's like -7 or something. So he might like legitimately not have the right matchup knowledge there because a lot of JPs don't use it. But nevertheless, it didn't even matter. Stealth. Well, that's not to say it didn't matter, but in the end, it was the conversion that was able to actually seal the deal for Stealth in a clean 3-0.
Yeah, very clean set here. I mean, Stealth. Who'd have thought in 2025 here? I mean, 2 years of Street Fighter 6 already almost. We are here looking at JP in the top 8 still, performing strong against Cammy here, against Cusco. And I honestly, just that neutral game entirely controlled by Triglav, mainly Departure. Departure really just kind of solidified the fact that there was no forward opportunity for Cusco throughout that set. And again, we talked about in that last game, right, about how that decision making is already causing paralysis because of the options that Honda has. You have the options of, here's Departure. Now, are you going to teleport on this Departure if I make this forward approach, or do I stay grounded and try to walk up against you? And meanwhile, you're still spending so much drive gauge against JP that's making it nigh impossible for Cusco to really open up against JP safely.
Yeah, I don't know that I could have said it better myself. And if anything, I hope that, and I would expect Cusco being a player of his caliber, no stranger to this top 8 stage, he will recognize, some of those shortcomings throughout the set and some of the things that maybe he was getting tunnel vision on and not focusing in the right positions other ways. And because he still is in losers, this is rounding out the top half of the bracket here in winners, so he's still got another chance. But it's going to be a little bit harder, and it's going to be, twice as long of a journey.
We'll see. Still plenty of matches ahead of us here and a few more to go as far as rounding out our first wave of top 8. We're going to get to that bottom half of the bracket for those who are following along at home. That's going to be Deznere versus Squall stepping into the arena. We'll take a look here as Tinabari is now on the bottom half here. Harms is already up there in winners finals alongside Stealth. Cusco will either face off against Jackie Tan or Sevens. That matchup will be decided later, but right here is Deznere and Squall stepping up to go up against Tinabari, the winner of this one here. And we'll see, of course, Deznere up on the Kimberly here.
Yes.
Another excellent character showcasing. A little spread that we're getting too.
Yeah, for sure. Again, I was talking about it, like, it's like, who would have expected to see a Honda in top 8 without Hamad here? And so, like, it's crazy, right? But yeah, I was talking about it at the top of the bracket. I think this is the match I'm most interested in. I'm a little biased, being that there is a hometown hero. We do have Ohio representation with Squall, but most importantly, I just think this is an interesting character or an interesting player matchup. I'm sure, given like geographical location, these guys run into each other quite a bit. So I imagine that, even from the jump, we're going to see a lot of like interesting interactions because they're already playing at, like level 2, level 3 Yomi, right?
Absolutely, and again, it's we're talking about here, that offensive prowess that she does have. The same thing could be said for Deznere, as we're already starting to see the onslaught of Kimberly. Quick jams to fight back against Deznere's setup.
And man, this, I really wonder, actually, maybe during our break, I'm going to take a look at it. I'm curious who put Squall in losers, because he is, not only is an incredible player, but he is playing Mai. And as we all know, this character is pretty messed up.
This character is a really good character. It was pretty early on that Squall got put into the loser side of things, actually.
Yeah, okay.
It was nice. Nice one, put Squall into losers. It's like cool 8 for those that are following along at home.
Oh, okay. All right, and there we see that new buff from Kimberly, the double bomb setup, making a great pressure sequence there from her. Oh my gosh, he swung. I like the kind of the fuzzy timing, but he forces himself into burnout here. He does have a chance, and he jumps.
Oh!
I wonder if that was intentional to be fireball, or if it was maybe supposed to be like a super input that just got moved. I'm not sure, but ultimately it gave Deznere that opportunity.
But gosh, Mai does have a DP of her own, right? Like,
yeah.
But nice, quick interrupt, level 3, establishing this lead. And look, I mean, the drive gauge.
I was just going to point it out. Yeah, 0. Pay attention to that orange. It is looking thin. And he dashes underneath, gets the conversion there. And now it starts. He's going to go for the fuzzy jump. He baits it, or the safe jump, excuse me. Oh man, this is looking bad. He can kill. Yeah. Just like that. Now, as somebody, I ran into Deznere a million times playing Street Fighter V ranked. I run into him, I swear, 100 times a week playing Street Fighter 6 ranked. I've got a lot of experience. He is somebody who has the tech. He's very much like I wouldn't necessarily say a set play kind of player, but he's very technical. He's got a lot of, situational awareness, a lot of setups, got a lot of trade situations, and so I'm not surprised that we're seeing this kind of offense ramp up that's making it difficult for Squall to get any room to breathe.
I mean, it's a match made in heaven, this character, to have that type of play style, right? Because there's so many ways it can open up your opponent and really convert some large damage opportunities here. We have Deznere running the set. First game up, and already first round up in game number 2. You almost got one punch for that, Squall. Be careful.
Oh, he dropped it. And honestly, it was fortuitous for Squall. It would have been a much worse punish had he not just like interrupted it. Okay, the level 1 finally comes out, and now suddenly the best fireballs in the game. But most importantly, this corner position for Squall is maybe going to, change things entirely.
Interesting. You take that crouch forward there, the knockdown. I don't blame you, right? Because you only got hit by the fireball entirely. Whoa! The backdash. And it does give you opportunity to try to get out of the corner. Stop the momentum of that install with the 3 stocks left over. And now we're going to get an install of our own. At least trying to carry the next round. If not, win the rest of this one, because this burnout is going to be devastating for Squall.
Yeah, this is so much damage, and most importantly, the burnout timer is, just barely starting. And I don't know that there is a better character when they're in burnout. Maybe, yeah, like, what do you do? Like, she's got the run stop pressure that's been buffed already anyways, but then on top of that, suddenly you're, at a huge deficit because of burnout. Look at, like, it's been maybe 2 minutes, and Deznere's up 2-0. He's playing so strong.
What's going on tonight? Y'all got something to do on Saturday night? We were blocked out for at least 3 hours, and it's looking like it's going to be a speed run.
Oh, man. Yeah, making our workday easy, huh?
No kidding. Right, jeez, try to get the background house. Not going to work out, though.
And look at it. I swear, you would think he's, like, fighting Marissa or something. Look at the drive gauge damage. Woo! All
right, finally got that perfect parry. You got to hold on to this corner. A couple jabs. Nice.
Oh, that sweep, it's such a good option against Mai, because if they are trying to take their turn back, try and impose their will a little bit, maybe getting a little bit desperate, you're going to get the knockdown in the trade, which means you recover quicker. It's like, it's such a good, again, I talked about him being a technical player. He's labbed out those situations.
I can really see it coming out in those corner situations here. Try to go for the jump tiers. Again, the DP, Squall, clocking it.
Oh, immediately rushing in. He is wailing on that drive gauge. Oh, he ran right into it, but he's still in a solid position. All he needs is one whiff punch, and it could be game over. No such luck. Squall finally gets around on the board. Is this the start of something new?
See, nice backdash away. Again, destroying her box there, trying to challenge in that spacing. At the way that we are whittling away at the drive gauge, full conversion, even though we drop it out.
Oh, okay. Things got a little crazy there. But still, Squall fighting at a deficit here, trying to get a little bit of breathing room with that yellow bar beneath his life. And I love this. Because again, if you are somebody who's like kind of new to Street Fighter, Kimberly does not mind spending the level 3 whenever. Because most importantly, she is going to get that level 3 damage buff and speed buff, and it carries over. It's not going away.
So, side swat, sticking out the medium kick, the slide to the DMs.
The pressure. He's still inside. The trade. He wasn't able to get stand medium kick from there. Uh-oh, he's got to be careful. The forward throw. Squall smelling blood in the water, and he fails the unk check. Oh, he doesn't kill?
Squall, don't you play this game.
I like the attempts. I don't mind that opportunity there from Deznere to maybe try and get out of dodge, but no such luck. Squall actually hits him with that jump medium kick, but he goes right back to the well. Deznere not letting him breathe at all.
Corner carry, good play. Nice throw, Squall.
Uh-oh. We know how this story goes, Zero.
Coming threes. The challenge, though, still very brave from Deznere. The background house extension.
Gets hit delay. No counter hit conversion. No. All right. Things are looking good for Squall. He is ramping up. He is caging him. He's not letting him breathe.
Nice.
Yeah, that crouching medium kick. One of the better ones in the game. It's not the best, but it is very, very solid.
I mean, that reach.
Yeah. Yeah, it's good. For sure. Throw. This is home for Mai. This is maybe her best position in the whole game, and maybe the best character in the game when she's got you in the corner. So strong.
Fish with that stand fierce. Devastating tool for Mai. Let's see. You notice that Squall has pretty much denied a lot of that drive gauge control that Deznere commanded throughout this set so far. Level 3, baby.
And now I want to bring to everybody's attention, look at how quickly the tides have turned here in, again, maybe 2 minutes. With a couple small adjustments, and most importantly, I think, better positioning on the screen, Squall has tied everything up at 2 apiece, and now suddenly Deznere's on the back foot. The momentum is against him.
I believe the EU calls this first to free value.
Yes.
Oh, geez. Yeah, very awkward position there. Like, you could go for that DP, but you've already committed that spacing. Not quite sure where Deznere's going to make that forward move.
And the forward throw, and he's down to about 35% health. Deznere, and now he's not, it's not impossible for him to make this comeback. Again, if there is a character that can suddenly turn things around, it is Kimberly. But I don't think he's going to get the chance. The level 1 should. Oh, no, he's got to. He burned himself out. I would have done it too, yeah.
I wouldn't have blamed you if you OS and if there's a person who can bring it back, it's Mai instead of Kim. Like, I thought you were going that route here. It's after the crouch medium punch, but here we go. Like you said, Deznere committing to try to bring this back. The burnout has ended, so we do back off. Again, that situational awareness for Deznere that's taken them so far in this set.
Oh, he stayed in front. He's dead. He's going to be... Oh, no, he dropped.
No!
Oh, stop, he had him. I'm sorry. I don't know the power I wield. I should. I've been doing commentary for nearly 10 years now. I should know how it goes.
It's a golden rule. Unless we see them commit, it's over. Like,
I know. Okay.
Whoa!
All right. I like this. It's going to put him down to just about 2 bars of drive gauge, and we're going to see a full stack of green on Deznere's side, and we know what Kimberly can do with that. The perfect parry, putting a stop to it immediately.
Corner the throw. You get another opportunity here. The shimmy, the crouch medium punch connects, the crouch forward right after full conversion. Got the 3 bars, send it home, and Squall with a reverse sweep to advance on loser's side.
And that is what you call experience. He has been here before. He was looking down the barrel of that 2-0, and this is loser's side. If he's down, he is out. But he was able to collect himself. He was able to make a couple small adjustments and not overextend. You know, you could tell there, even in the midst of like him being down and like trying to get the 1-0, trying to get the 2-0, you could tell he never really felt desperate. It never looked like he was playing, out of his element, trying to think a little too far outside the box to get something going. He just stuck to fundamentals. I mean, hell, even in the midst of all of those, the like run stop pressure from Kimberly, I don't think I ever saw a single ODDP to interrupt that pressure. He just believed in his blocking. He believed in his parries and, took it home.
That's an excellent point. There was not one ODDP that Squall spent.
Brother, I'm not doing that. Get the hell off me.
Right, exactly. Like the same thing. Like, I'd rather pull the trigger, but then I think so much of that set too is the fact that Squall did not want to rely on that drive gauge because of how quickly they were being burned after those first 2 games. Like, all right, this is the amount of resources I'm allowed to have at any given moment, and respecting the fact that if we go down into that 3 territory, we might not get another opportunity back.
Yeah,
maybe that is why we kind of were more conservative throughout that set. But I do, again, agree with you that the belief in that defense, right, to stand back, wait our turn, and really try to take stock in what activates that forward momentum for Deznere here, and where those opportunities to really be explosive on the side of Squall works out. And man, that game 3 is where it all turned around for sure. And that we started seeing a stronger back and forth, a stronger sense of self-awareness from Squall throughout that set, I feel like, too, of just recognizing when Deznere really wanted to push the issue and be resource conscious.
Yeah, I could not agree more. And now, unfortunately, that will spell the end of Dez, as that was in loser's side. But he does get himself a good chunk of points here as we continue on in the World Warrior season. I'm sure we will see him back, top 16, top 8. He will be fighting for a spot, for sure. Yes. He is one of the Midwest's best. There's no doubt about it. But we do see Squall move on. The hero lives to fight another day. We are still, however, on the loser side of things, which means that we are going to have Jackie Tan versus Sevens coming up. Now, Sevens is okay, it looks like Jackie Tan is a Blanca player. Sevens, oh wait, do I have it backwards? Hold on. I'm looking at the stream. Yeah, I know. He's mixing me. Now, Sevens is somebody I know. I'm 99% sure he plays Ken. He was a very strong Ken player in Street Fighter 5. I don't know why he would switch going into Street Fighter 6. Ken is arguably better. But yeah, maybe it is going to be Blanca versus Ken, which is a matchup we see pretty frequently. Blanca is somebody that is represented by Mena, of course. And, he's fought any number of Kens trying to secure gold at any tournament he's at. So this is not a matchup the viewers at home should be unfamiliar with. Oh, it looks like we're getting Terry. Interesting.
Like, you want to talk about popular characters lately? That is Terry Bogard for sure.
Well, he got hella buffs this season. That man is, eating good. Apparently, Santa thought he was on the nice list.
Well, nice. I mean, pretty cool dude.
He seems pretty chill. I would get a burger with Terry. I'd hang out with him.
Terry is trying to, get Ken back on his feet.
So. True. Yeah, he understands, he bought in on the apes when he shouldn't have, and he, doesn't want to see him lose out on his family and doesn't want his kids to disown him, that kind of thing.
Oh, God. Terry, the adopted father, already trying to adopt Mel in Street Fighter 6 here.
Right. Okay, there's that new buff, you know, giving better Oki there off of the crack shoot knockdown. Oh, stopping that immediately. We see those long swinging buttons from Blanka. And talk about stopping immediately, the stop sign in the ODDP.
I'll let you out of the corner. It's a favor, you know? Just to make it interesting.
Oh, the bait. Man, yeah, just barely, like, outside of the range. That is something, like, you would think being an ODDP would have better range, but, like, Blanka's OD up ball has, like, weirdly narrow range. It's, like, goes almost straight up. It's, like, kind of easy. I don't want to give too much credit to Blanka players for, like, downplaying and talking about their character being weak, but that is, like, a notable downside.
Nice block.
Damn, good chunk of damage. All right, looking again for that OD up ball. It's already been represented once, so he goes for the delayed pressure, but still controlling this portion of the screen is Sevens. The reset, not biting on the shimmy, but there it is. The throw punish counter, that's a ton of damage, and now he gets to close out the level 2. Doesn't even need the second rep. That power geyser is enough. First game goes to Sevens.
Look at that bright smile that Terry has.
You got some pearly whites.
It was the jump scare that I saw. So, Jesus, that man can smile.
Here's Terry.
Throw, jab sequence. And again, I do really like this fact that Jackie has, or excuse me, Sevens has been playing around that spacing away from Jackie. Let's see, nice crouch strong to start it out.
Oh, yeah, that is so cheap. From that spacing, the fast ground wave will whiff, causing, you know, the perfect parry bait if that's what they're trying for. That is one of, you know, that is like kind of a core tenant for Shotos in this game, right? Is like figuring out how to bait a parry on a believed fireball and then going for like the drive rush throw or whatever. But I think Terry does it better than most, except for maybe Ryu. It's just such a strong opportunity there to steal drive wedge in the blink of an eye.
Kick though, roundhouse, and man, we try to go for an anti-air here, but look, Terry got the ups. Nice cross strong, finishes the sequence here with the level 3.
Woo! Damn, he does so, man, if he can actually get into that ground wave juggle, it does so much damage.
Good God. I was hoping that the damage scaling was going to kick in at some point there, and it just did not save you there.
Yeah, no shot.
So sorry.
All right, things are looking a little long for Mans. Jackie Tan definitely on the back foot here. But Blanka's a tricky character. He can, you know, turn things around very quickly. He's got tons of mix opportunities. His buttons in neutral do, like, tons of drive gauge damage, tons of spacing control. But so far, he hasn't been able to really get any of that going. Oh, what a pickup. Oh, he missed the drop. Yeah, the sweep did not connect.
Throw. Punish counter throw, nonetheless. You look, live by the gauge and die by it here. That's a big opportunity here for Sevens to just constantly pull it. That's just the MO for Terry right now. Up the brakes with the jab.
Just out of
what
range.
are we reaching for?
Okay, and then the side switch here, and I was just looking to recover his drive gauge. He's perfectly fine backing up, but he overextends, got a little too big for his britches, and now he does still have to worry. But he's so low on life.
Oh, God.
Yep.
I think we were really banking on the fact that we're just going to chip out here, but Sevens, the confidence to burn ourselves out anyways, just to close out the round. Match point, going for the lucky Sevens to finish it out.
Oh, he baits it again, and look at this damage. Barely spending any meter there, getting a cool 35%. Forced to use the reversal, drive reversal, excuse me.
Bro! The reaction, I'm tired of it, Sevens!
Dude, he's a freak.
I'm not tired.
Survey says level 3, another one for good measure. Sevens quickly closing this up, sealing the deal with a 3-0. Really moving on.
What is up with this top 6, y'all? Like,
dude, it's been a speed run. It's like their dinner's getting cold.
Jeez, no kidding. I mean, hey, look at this. And that's our lineup here. Unfortunately, Sevens, or excuse me, Jackie Tan going down here for tonight. Locked in 7th place. We still got some points, but man, oh man, Sevens. The lucky 7 victory here to move on to face off against Cusco and lose the side of this top 8.
Yeah, things are, you know, just really progressing super fast. Blink and you'd miss it, but I'm glad you guys are sticking with us here as we continue to just breeze through this top 8. We are whittling away on our competitors, and soon there will only be one left. But we're not quite there yet. We will be moving back up to, or no, I'm sorry. We're gonna stay on loser's side. Excuse me. So I presumably will be going down to Tinabari and Squall.
Yes.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
up next.
So Tinabari, we saw with the Chun earlier. Had a pretty decent showing. Just felt like couldn't really get corner control. You know, there were a lot of opportunities where Harms was able to just jump out of the corner, and they were maybe caught with their pants down, holding down back, and just ate tons of those command grabs. But I have to imagine their eyes are a little bit wider open this time around, and they'll be a little bit sharper on defense.
Yeah, it's going to be fascinating to see this matchup here. Again, the way that Squall was kind of controlling that mid-screen. You're going up against Mai, who also has like some of that disjoint on the stand fierce, for example. Crouch medium punch is also a great tool to kind of contest, and we already saw that distance on crouch forward. For Mai here, Chun-Li, again, I feel like it was just that opening sequence that we really kind of psyched ourselves out of our own offense. Sure. There were some situations where you went into Serenity Stream, didn't really believe in anything, exit, go back in. Like maybe it was just like too quick on the press, or maybe too many decisions to be made in those offensive scenarios against Harms, who was already, look, you're going up against Honda in a corner situation. It's a force to be reckoned with. The damage is still there on the side of Mai, though. The exact same thing is going to happen where you're going to get a fan toss and you have to make a quick decision. Do you have enough room to walk back? Do you have enough opportunity to try to challenge? Are you going to recover in time before the fan comes back on top of you here? There's a lot to be said, and if decision paralysis is the greatest evil that Tinabari has to go up against tonight, then I hope it is not in this matchup here, because you're really going to need to be on your P's and Q's against a character like Mai.
Yeah, I agree entirely, and I have to wonder too. In the Deznere Squall match, you're talking about dealing with the fan as it, when they're actually charged or OD and like it bounces after the initial hit, right? There, that interaction in between is so important. Yep. And now we saw Deznere had a solid answer in that and going for sweep. Kimberly does have one of the better sweeps in the game, but somebody who's got an even better sweep is Chun. It's -7, has incredibly good reach. So in a lot of those moments, you might even if it's blocked, you might not really get punished in the same way because of the on block frame disadvantage. It's a little bit more conservative. So, but that's all determined by whether or not Tinabari has labbed that out and actually knows that is a solid option. Going forward, we'll see though. That's going to be the make or break opportunity, I think. Somebody in chat says Chun sweep is -9 now. Is that right?
Yeah, on block it's -9 now. Yeah.
It used to be -7. I guess maybe I'm not as up as I should be.
There's a lot of numbers. If you got the whole Excel spreadsheet locked in your brain, that's all the more impressive.
It is -9. Okay, fair enough. But it does have a lot of pushback, so fair enough. Oh man! Speaking of reach, great whiff punish there from Squall, already putting Tinabari to the corner, and just man, that was a bad back throw for Squall. That defensive back throw was so tough to deal with.
Got that stand. Come on.
But he's out. And, maybe he watched that set and he knows that is a pain point for Tinabari, just controlling them from getting out of the corner.
Plenty of room here. A couple projectiles. What a perfect parry. Good. If that was definitely a threat there, Squall giving a moment of pause.
Oh, damn, two perfect
parries. All right. Tinabari.
He's getting a little desperate.
I mean, we could just keep whittling away at that drive gauge, and that's the thing of it, right? Like, if you are going to get stuck in this corner, trying to live and die by perfect parry, something's going to give, and it was that ODDP, that desperation. You start to see the stress building up. If your opponent can't find an answer out of the corner, keep pressuring them with that same option over and over again, and it's going to wear thin.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, imagine you're in study hall, and there's a kid in front of you don't like, and you're just poking him over and over and over, just bugging the hell out of him. Eventually, that kid's going to snap. That's exactly what happened.
That's a great analogy. Unfortunately, you're the bully in this analogy, aren't you? You
No drop this time. Squall converting into the level 3, and that is game 1 signed with a bullet.
Yeah, I mean, it's so tough. You keep tapping the parry. You can get perfect parry as many times as you want, but that's you only trying to conserve your meter. And if you're not getting perfect parry every time, you're just stuck in the same position that you're in. So Squall is just going to keep maintaining that pressure on that drive gauge, because clearly now, as far as we've seen, it's an important tool for Tinabari. Again, it's important for everybody, but Squall is going to make you pay the price for it here. Nice throw.
That's such a tough situation, man. Like, especially being in that range where she can do like stand fierce into like range stand fierce into OD fan. It just sets up perfectly that she can just like either drive rush in and throw before the bounce hits or walk forward or whatever. It feels real bad. Oh damn! Immediately. Okay, Chun is pretty good in burnout. Like, or when your opponent's in burnout, she's pretty strong.
Yeah, honestly, like taking that trade, you already have a substantial life lead. You know you can frustrate your opponent in mid-screen in neutral. Buying our time here. I mean, we still have plenty of drive gauge to build up. The medium kick going to interrupt against Tinabari. Oh my god. We'll trade all day.
Yep, that trade. Squall really reeling it back in when he needed to, letting Tinabari basically punch himself out. That's such I think that's the sign of a strong player, right? Is recognizing where to take your risks when you're in burnout so that you can block it out and actually build your drive gauge back up faster while your opponent's struggling to open you up.
There it is. That's a meter spend here. That's kind of a boon for Squall. Instant legs. Missed and does get the challenge here. Tinabari corner carry.
Okay, the drive rush in, doesn't get frame trapped with the crouch fierce, and there Squall finds an opportunity to actually land that crouching medium kick, and now we're back to neutral where so far he has been dominating. Oh, he's out of there. Ah, no punish.
It is 1-0. 1-0 for Squall.
Yes, correct. Yeah, just scores are not updated quite yet. Oh, he gets clipped. He could have killed, I think. Oh, that's huge. The awareness from Tinabari. That's something I'm actually not very good at. I think it's really hard. But recognizing, like, when you can, I guess, having the awareness to know they're going to potentially go for the drive, like a fake drive rush, and then mashing on throw to get the punish right. But it's so strong. I think you need it at a high level.
Yeah, out here does get to pick up thanks to the fan toss. No throw for corner.
Oh, he frame trapped him. The meaty stand fierce plus the extra drive, the drive rush advantage. I like that, you know, saving that until later in the round.
Into it there, probably a stand fierce situation, and again.
Yep, it's such a diabolical situation to find yourself in. And then just poking it out with that stand medium kick. She's got a stop sign of her own.
Squall feeling very confident with the substantial life lead, knowing that we win in a lot of these neutral interactions here.
Mai's not the only, or Chun's not the only one with a good stand fierce. Mai's is pretty good.
Great stand fierce, the medium punch as well. Both great tools.
Whoa, that, did you see that? That, like, fake cross-up was messed up.
Wait a minute. The Grappler series begins. Another projectile. And we're starting to see the frustration build against Tinabari.
Yeah.
Really trying to figure out how do we get out of this corner.
Oh no. Look at the damage too, man.
I wish I had an answer for you, Tinabari. At this point, like, because you're too far away to go for drive reversal here. Perfect parry is a nice little option.
Okay.
You do get that forward approach.
Oh man, you can see he's feeling really antsy to try and make something back. And I guess, you know, he's got maybe 2% health. I can't blame him, but it's so tough. So tough. Squall really just locking it down.
That's the thing of it. Squall, you know, maybe down on drive gauge, but literally only needs a touch to victory, and Tinabari has to make the approach. In Squall's eyes, you have all the time in the world. Good block on the overhead. Still going to press and get caught by the fan. I don't think perfect parry is going to be the answer here for too much longer. Tinabari still trying to make something off these fan tosses. Great wake up though.
I love that. A huge opportunity, a ton of damage. Put her back in the corner. It all started from that delay crouch forward. But immediately, yep, just Squall not letting anything get started there off of that big throw loop.
I think it is we're the same thing that we saw against Barbs, right? We're locked in a very specific defensive option and not trying an alternative. We're still stuck in this perfect parry, and Squall is really taking advantage of it. Right there.
Right, Squall just making it count, and the trade, he will take that all day. Again, another one crossed off the list. Squall continues on 3-0.
You know, and again, it gets so overwhelming once fan gets tossed out. Like those perfect parries, just as much of a focus as we had on it to save us from the fan interaction here, it put us in a weak spot where we're just still locked in either trying. I feel like we tried to perfect parry again on another sequence, but Squall already sees the green light in their eyes. It's just, okay, well, you're stuck here worried about that projectile. You're not worried about the other options in front of you. And I'm just going to keep throwing and just throw until you try to figure out another solution. And I'm not sure like what Chun-Li really does out of there besides take like a very brave leap of faith in some of those interactions. Like maybe you do go for your OD DP, or maybe you do go for his Insanshu to try to go over. But even then, like that's not ideal, the scenario against Mai at that range. Just it's tough because the way that Squall was spaced out, it's just like it's not a lot for Chun to really do to challenge. Maybe a crouch forward, but even then you're putting yourself at big risk.
Yeah, I think you're right, and this does speak to kind of the state of the game. There's a reason a lot of people believe Mai is the best. We see so much representation of her. She's not unbeatable, of course, but like she does just have such a stable, like pretty like risk-averse game plan. And now Chun like does have answers. Like I think something that maybe could have helped is a little bit more patience to respond to a fan with like OD Fireball, to basically put the onus of dealing with it on Mai. But it's easy to feel like you don't have that option when he's playing neutral well enough that he's poking at you, maybe stuffing some of your options, so you don't feel like you even get the space for it. But also there's like the possibility of going into like low stance and then like sliding, or even just holding low stance to threaten whatever. But of course it's all a lot easier for me to say, from the commentator's chair than being in that position.
But it's all fair points, right? Like having that outside perspective, I'm sure TD will also like take a look at this and be like, oh yeah, sure, that was an option I could have done. In the heat of the moment, it feels way worse for anybody that is under that type of pressure. Like I don't know what to do. I'm overwhelmed. Right. And that same thing happened against Harms, right? You're stuck in this corner. It's just, I don't know what to do in this moment. But I'm going to look at that replay. I'm going to come back next time with maybe a different perspective, fresh eyes on the scenario, as opposed to I'm already stressed running through this bracket. I made top 8, and I'm trying to get as far as I can and get as many points as I can for this World Warrior Midwest. Less stress for you to reassess the situation. We'll see how that goes. But back on the opposite side here of this losers top 8, we'll have Cusco and Sevens stepping into the arena here.
Yeah, again, we're going to see, Cammy going up against a Fireball character. It is a bit different. Terry does not zone the same kind of way that that JP does. However, we did see that it was maybe some of the moments of rushdown that ultimately led to Cusco's downfall against Stealth. So I have to wonder if it's going to be a little bit trickier. Okay, already starting off good. That crouching sweep, the punish counter sweep is so strong, taking the page out of Punk's book.
Spacing, just get the median kick interrupt.
Oh, wasn't ready to punish.
Nice, got the roundhouse. Unfortunately, nothing after, of course, but at the very least, you get some ground.
Well, more important, I think, than the ground, getting that punish counter roundhouse, that's a full bar of drive gauge. It's so huge for somebody like Cammy that, the faster she can get you into that burnout, the faster she can put you in the spin knuckle loops. It's really, it's just an incredible thing. I can't believe they haven't nerfed it, to be honest. It's crazy how good it is.
To be fair, she can't follow up after, right? It's that additional blessing of looking for punish counters. It adds that importance of why Cammy likes to be in that specific range to fish with that roundhouse in general.
There's the drive rush. Yep, taking that opportunity there to set up the spacing trap so they can get the punish counter, Sevens. Just going to that next layer of offense here off of the drive rush interaction.
Let's get the side swap here. DP denying the approach with Sevens. Punish counter on this throw.
I love that patience and the immediate, right in your face TK. Gonna be able to kill here as long as he optimizes his stun combo. Yep, that will be enough. The level 3 to seal the deal. That should be enough. I don't think.
Yeah, okay. I was gonna say because that's just over the cusp.
I think with an optimal combo, he could have killed there, but he's still in obviously a prime position. He can take a level 3 combo and still live.
Just looking for that one final touch. And Cusco being very patient, as you should be.
All right. I do respect Seven's patience here, not overextending. It'd be really easy to be in this position and feel like you have to take a bunch of risks to try and get to try and get the comeback or whatever. Okay. And now we are at the threshold where the right combo will kill for Sevens.
Yeah, absolutely. That perfect parry. Yeah, 29 seconds. You could just back off. You don't need to press the issue, Cusco.
Blocks the overhead.
Cool. Oh no. Forward the run-up throw.
Yeah, that's cheap. It's what do you do in that situation? Especially he was so close to burnout. Yeah, it's tough.
I mean, you try to bet it all, maybe.
I guess, yeah.
Light serious though.
No, Now we're back to these fireball block strings from Seven, willing to play this patient game in like the sweep mid range here. We're trying to get something started. Takes his turn back is Cusco. That forward throw. I love that. Recognizing from that position that he could steal a turn from that -3 stand roundhouse. No, he's
massive jump in. I'm surprised it get anti-aired. Serious. Let's push off to the corner.
Blocks the meaty stand medium punch. And we're back to neutral here. Sevens has been pretty comfortable in this position. Just hasn't really been able to get much going. It's only been, like kind of this guerrilla warfare, these like hit and run situations.
The whips are strong.
Ooh, okay. I like that. Oh, immediately busting out. Good chunk of damage here. Down in the yellow is Cusco. And look at the drive gauge too.
Oh, true. See if we can outlast this final few moments here. Oh no! What a neutral jump coming from Sevens. You may as well send it all. Spend your resource. Spend. Sevens.
Dude.
Sevens.
Yeah. Oh my. Okay, fair enough. But sheesh. I'm a little nervous about that. He's been so focused on the ground game, which like you have to do against Cammy, right? But like there have been some of these jump-ins that you just can't let happen.
Yeah. Tech out. Kick interrupt though. You do own this corner. Oh, until we get tossed.
Back to the wall here. Does not block the overhead this time. And this, I think, is going to be enough damage. The geyser combo. Level. Yep, one more. So much. And for those of you who don't know, that is technically more optimal than a level 3 combo. If you have the right resource management, the right hit, the 3-hit power geyser will do more than even a critical art. Nice. I like that spacing. Yeah, making the dive kick unsafe there.
Toss. Jeez, bird knuckle already pushed.
Yeah. Ooh, okay, that was tricky. Another back throw from Cusco, walking up into the DP. You don't even get to neutral jump for free. Shocking position here, trying to find a whip punish. There, the punish counter converting into the stand fierce. Wanting to go for the back knee punch into the walk up, no such luck.
Nice DP, very deep again. Cusco ready for it. Literally on the cusp of victory though. Just one touch on either side. Watch it. DP again.
Oh, that's all he needed. And man, that's like such a strong option too. Like safe on block, and you get to convert the OD hit into level 2. It's so good for him.
Oh no. Cop here?
Sevens pressing the issue. He smells blood in the water, Zero.
It sure does. That jab sequence, just a single step back to catch it with the strong and the full finish.
And he did not even need to spend the super gauge. Now, it was the last round of that game anyways, but it's about sending a message. And so far, Sevens, I think, is being heard loud and clear.
What's crazy, though, Cusco was just dominant on that east side of the screen, and then suddenly Sevens just found that one opportunity. Despite a couple DPs, Sevens not losing their cool. Let's get that crouch fierce. Wait a minute, full punish.
That was such a big risk. Look at the drive gauge, but he lets him out. And just like that, the counter poke lands for Sevens. And now he gets to turn the tides. Going for the safe jump there. Nothing happens. Another throw. What is it going to be? Another one? Yes, sir. How many we got? 0. No. Is he going to do it again? Oh, he did. Honestly, I would have done it too. And there it is. Even if you delay it by, 20 frames, in the end, it's always going to be a throw. Street Fighter 6, baby.
Dance. Nice. Perfect parry. A quick turn, too. Just get this additional damage and corner positioning.
Okay, there's that buff stand roundhouse. And it's important to note, too, punish counter takes a full bar, and on block, it does like 3/4 of a bar. It hurts.
Once again, Sevens low on some resources here, but I mean, look, we got a full stack of butter here.
Blocks that
But that level
super
3 is
delayed
quite the
overhead.
threat. Like, literally just needs a single touch, and my God, needed that DP right there. That was going to be devastating.
Blocks the crush fears. Again, his DPs are so on point, and I have to say, like, it has been a huge difference. But I think maybe he could have killed with like the right level 2 combo, but he's got more wind in his sail. He gets to live to fight another day.
Very fortunate to capitalize right there, especially off a trade combo.
Okay, the throw attack at mid-screen. Oh, I love it. Yes. Such a strong option Cammy has. If it's not enough to deal with the ODDP, she does also have that that TK dive kick to beat throws.
Right. It's out the jab. We are closing this gap here. The crowd's strong.
Well-placed dive kick. Even if, you know, Sevens was able to take his turn back there, it was all about the screen positioning, but that back throw lands its mark, and now Sevens sitting in the driver's seat gets to wail on this drive gauge, put Cusco's back to the wall here, and try and insist on maybe closing out this round. The DP, there it is. Oh, the perfect parry.
Corner position. No way. The crouch fear starter. Oh, spin knuckle. Cusco feeling themselves. Has the tools to finish, and we certainly will.
I respect it. I respect it. That's definitely an online tactic, but you know what? Sometimes you got to bring it out. Neo Judai is proud. You're so right, Doctor. A little more respect being shown this time around. Oh, that's huge.
Oh, no.
Good chunk of damage. A cool 35%.
Jeez, wait a minute. Got that cross up. No light kick to come through.
Oh, gets clipped with the burn knuckle. Okay, the conversion there off of the lights. Gonna be a good chunk of damage. Put him down into the yellow. Yep, sets up the frame kill meaty. What's it gonna be? No biting on the shimmy.
Okay, go. At least we got that burnout. This is opportunity for Cusco, but Sevens will absolutely be willing to trade here.
Oh, okay. This is a huge opportunity. Oh, dude, that's so cheap. I would have done it too. Yep, absolutely. Force them to react. He's gonna be able to kill here with actually just a level 1. Oh, not even. He doesn't even need to spend it. Maybe. I'm not 100% sure, but it would have been tough to guarantee that the DP would have killed. But you take that.
Better be safe than sorry.
Yes, absolutely. Especially in a game like Street Fighter 6.
I mean, what's a level 1? You're already we're at 2 bars, right? So,
right. And also, let's note that Cusco shutting down that drive rush pressure with the ODDPOS. It's the first time we've seen that thus far. Oh, he dropped.
Did he die? Yeah, just super jump and nice spin knuckle. I think Cusco locked in right now.
Hey, next hit wins. Sevens defending
punch there.
His life. Oh, he spins level 3. Okay.
Just wants to get some additional resources here. Buy some time. You reset the mid-screen. Now we're on even footing. Outside of the resources from Cusco, that is.
Look at Sevens back off. Man, that burn knuckle's doing a lot of work. It's like such a jump scare, you know? Oh, the DP. All right, it paid off. Now, it is important to note, chat, there are 3 glowing bars on the side of Cusco. So if he lands the right hit, it's going to spell disaster. So far, however, Sevens, all gas, no brakes, balls to the wall. A huge punish here off of that miss DP. This is looking bad. Is he going to close it out, Zero?
Oh, yeah, you got this. The bar? Perfect KO. Sevens. What happened? We blinked, we missed it. It honestly, 7-3-2 victory here for that final round. It seemed like it was all coming to Cusco for so long.
Yeah, and I have to wonder if maybe it was like a bit of stamina. You know, there had been so much focus between these last couple games. and then getting down to this final one with Sevens, and especially with how patient Sevens was playing, I could imagine you run out of steam. Suddenly, you kind of go into some like flowchart habits, maybe misread some pressure and take a risk when you don't need to. And Terry hurts like a mother. If you whiff against him, if you get a DP block, it's gonna feel like you're fighting Marissa or Zangief or something.
Yeah.
So like you just can't afford to do that.
Oh man, and honestly, just the powerhouse that is Terry is just, there's so much on the table, especially being able to convert so much off of his specials, like being able to get that corner carry, and like you said, that burn knuckle being such a threat. It is that jump scare, because that distance, you're really kind of waiting for it. You're not quite certain if you're within that range of like this is where it becomes safe. But yeah, it does add additional layer to your neutral. But Cammy's still, quite the threat in that matchup here.
For sure.
Just, I think we got a little saucy in our one corner sequence, right? Especially with that OD spin knuckle. I think that was a great opportunity there that really showcased that Cusco has some jump scare moments, but man, it's really tough to answer back against the power that is Terry Bogard, really.
Yeah, and I think at the end of the day, the patience is what really paid off for Sevens. Kind of similar to that Squall match, it never really looked like he was too like panicked or desperate. He was willing to take it slow and steady. That being said, that will round out the first part of our top 8 here. We are whittling things down. We are down to the top 4. And that means it is time for a break, chat. So strap in. Yes, we have some slides, of course, to show you. Get some promo stuff out of the way. So let's roll those. And of course, do not forget, in a couple more weeks, I guess 3 weeks almost exactly, we have the CPT NA Midwest number 3, again, brought to you by none other than Low Kick Esports. Make sure that you set a reminder on your calendar. Make sure you are ready to register. You don't want to miss out on that. I don't want to hear you guys crying on Twitter about how I didn't know when it was, I forgot to sign up, and then you're in Ham Jam's DMs, be like, bro, put me in, please. I don't want to hear any of it. Put a reminder on your calendar.
Yeah, absolutely. Just a month away. You got some time, relax. And you have plenty of time to look forward to Roundhouse, the 5th annual. What do you mean a 5th already?
That's crazy.
Better sign up for some Roundhouse, folks. September 26th to the 28th. It's going to be back in the Renaissance Glenview. Let me tell you, every one of those rooms is a suite.
Yeah,
There's no
so
other
nice.
option. There's no other option.
It's like silly how nice they are. It's like weird. Also, don't forget, chat. I don't think it shows on the slide here, but there is still a live promo code that will get you, I believe, $15 off. If we could get that in the chat from somebody in the staff. But there is a promo code. You can save yourselves a little bit of money. I want to promise you, as somebody who has been a Roundhouse supporter since day one, I've only missed one of them. You don't want to miss out on this event. It is one of the best, maybe the best, like grassroots regional in the whole country. It's basically Combo Breaker light, in my opinion. They run everything under the sun. They've got a sick, like, octagon ring for you to play in. It is the best vibes. And when you're a ton of great food, you want to make it out to this one.
Absolutely. Wow, you missed one too. I missed one as well.
Yeah.
It was against my control. We don't.
Yeah, I didn't have an
person
option
that
either.
caused it to me. Yeah. This person is exited our lives. Hooligan. I'll never forget.
But yes, so that is going to be an opportunity for us to take our break, a quick 5. So if you need to go to the bathroom, get yourself some snacks, get yourself something to drink, stretch your legs, whatever it might be, go ahead and do that now, because you do not want to miss the rest of the top 4 action when we get back. Be here.
Welcome back. One and all, it's a glorious World Warrior Midwest number 2 for some Street Fighter 6 action here in our top 4 sequence. And honestly, it's been quite a ride throughout this bracket. A great character variety, but let's take a look who we got left over. Harms and Stealth. We got a Honda. Hamad's not here. We still got a Honda. Is impressive. And then, of course, on the opposite side, Sevens versus Squall.
Yeah, you know, I saw some people talking in chat, and I guess this is, you know, on me for not being up on game, but a lot of people are suggesting that maybe Harms is actually, like, the best Honda in NA. I saw some people saying that, like, Hamad kind of collaborates with him on, like, tech and matchup stuff. So I'm happy to see that he is, like, showing out and, you know, proving his mettle, I guess. But, you know, it's going to be a tough run against somebody like Stealth rocking that JP, you know, a character that is, like, just so strong with those buffs that he got in the most recent patch, combined with, you know, having his crouch heavy punch reverted. It's just, he's a menace. There's a reason Kakaru won the $1 million with him, right? But down below that, again, it is going to be none other than Sevens and Squall, two people who have really been fighting for their life quite literally since the start of the bracket. They both started there on that loser side and are trying to make sure they get in that top 3, get the lion's share of those points so they can actually be in a better position come time for qualification. But the job's not done yet.
No, not at all. I do believe we're probably going to kick it back off here in just a moment for our winner's side to start things off with Harms and Stealth to really decide who's going to be that loser's finals before Sevens and Squall step into the arena again. But yeah, that lion's share up the points. I mean, we still are what we're looking at right now. The least amount of points you can take is about 30 in terms of qualifying here. And that will all tally up for the finals in November. Again, we've already let you know about the next date for World Warrior. It's going to be happening next month. So make sure you get signed up for that if you missed tonight's event and you're within the region. So please definitely get your calendars filled out. Calendar's a powerful tool.
In fact, weren't you saying that you have a calendar filled out?
I do.
People remember when it is. Maybe we can show that later.
Yeah, I have a whole calendar of every World Warrior except for Japan, which I need to add. But yeah, let's get into this one here. It's going to be Sevens versus Harms, or Stealth, excuse me.
Yeah, Stealth. And already right now we are seeing, you know, Stealth making it difficult for Harms to feel comfortable, even in that mid-range. And that's what's so strong about JP. Is like, he is, you know, arguably the best zoner in the game. It's between him and Guile, right? But he still has that just devilish rushdown. The way he can control the mid-range with those disjointed buttons, and the way that he can instill his will. He's got high-low mix up. That level 2 is deadly. It's like he does it all. He's a jack of all trades.
Kidding. I mean, look at this. The pressure in this corner, whittling away at that drive gauge. There's no hope for reversal here. No opportunity to live. Good God.
Yeah, doesn't even get to breathe. Stealth taking it there. And that's kind of how we saw things go when Stealth was fighting Cusco earlier. Just really, like, in control the whole time.
Ooh, get the parry on departure. Nice jab out.
Oh, just out of range there. Not able to get the pickup off of the, I think that's medium hand where he gets a conversion. Or maybe it's heavy. I can't remember.
Let's go for the fears. Again, trap rush.
Oh, okay. Oh, it's baited out. That's brutal. And look down at the bottom. Spending that level 3, of course. A quick first game for Stealth.
Yes. I mean, that first round was absolutely devastating. That perfect, that literally tells you the whole set right then and there. There was no opportunity for Harms to get out of that corner. We destroyed any resources available for Harms.
Yeah.
Still continues though for Stealth.
Okay, counter poking there with the jab buffer, and there it is. We saw the command grubs doing work in Harm's earlier set. Now, is it actually going to matter in the same way in this set? So far, I was able to get him a little bit of something. He's got a pretty good life lead here, but ultimately, it's about getting that consistent damage and, you know, being able to actually stay in against somebody like JP, which is a tough task.
Yeah, the little bit of hesitation there. Good to put out that roundhouse coming from Harm.
Close to building up level 2.
Big jump.
Oh, damn. I can't believe he blocked that. Yeah.
I think so much of that was trying to bait out a throw attempt coming from Harms with that departure, right? You walk pretty deep within the range there. Give that bait, right? You go for that neutral jump and departure would actually connect there.
Right, rushing in, and there it is, the amnesia. Yes.
Yes. One.
It was a really fast first game. Oh man, the conversion off of the meaty. Another one, the force burnout. How do you block? Damn, okay. That's not the worst outcome. Oh no, he doesn't have a drive. Oh, he's not ready. It's so tough. And yes, Stealth getting another game there. A little bit slower this time around, but the end result is all the same. 2-0. Stealth is just looking like he's, you know, got a ton of locomotion behind him and nothing can stop him.
Making it really look like it's a difficult matchup for Honda, which honestly, on paper, it kind of looks like that regardless because of all the screen real estate that Stealth can control. These departures, trickle off to stop that momentum.
Well, that on top of that too, it's like he doesn't really have a varied approach in how he gets to pressure JP. JP gets to use Amnesia basically at his leisure and, like, you know, put you in a 50-50 on hit or block. And so it's like, I think a character like Honda, it's how do you actually find an advantage in this matchup when even if you're close to him, it's like tough, right? Yeah.
Ghost applied here, trying to chip away at that drive gauge one more time.
And the side switch, bro. He's so ready. He's gonna get clipped, and the conversion, the level 2 is right there for Stealth. I have to imagine this next opportunity is going to be brutal.
Yes, that neutral jump, exactly. This is what we needed to see from Tinabari earlier on. Neutral jump in the corner, deny the jump out from Harms. And look at what the reward that you're going to receive for it. 3? Are you kidding me? 3-0?
Dude, it was so fast. And that last sequence there, the neutral jump off of the juggle, I think it's like jump medium kick or whatever, that juggle into the conversion was just so clean. It's like he was playing 4D chess that was like 6 moves ahead, and he recognized, I'm going to put you in this blender over and over, and you're going to get pressured so much that you're trying to jump out. And it's like, you know, if you are Harms in that situation, you're trying to think about, okay, am I willing to take a little bit of damage if he actually gets the read on punishing me on the other side, blah, blah, blah. But like that neutral jump just called it out so confidently. It never felt like he did not have his hands on 10 and 2. He was driving that whole set.
Yeah. Very difficult for E-Honda to try to close that gap, to really try to maintain that control again. There's so much of that spacing that JP just owns really throughout that set. So
yeah, that was rough. I do not envy being Harms in that situation. That would feel bad. Okay, that means that Stealth will be sitting pretty and comfortably in grand finals. And now we are moving down to our losers semis. And again, that is going to be Sevens and Squall, 2 people that again have been clawing and fighting their way to get to this point. They want to make sure that their journey does not end short. How do you think this set's going to go?
Oh man, the way that Squall has been just kind of owning the conversation throughout this entire top 8 with this Mai, I think it's going to be the pretty strongly favored for Mai. I mean, that's the easy go-to, right? That's a safe bet that Mai is probably going to come out on top of this in this matchup here. We'll see though. Sevens also making great work, especially against Cusco. But that's, I think, where it starts to falter a little bit there, right? In terms of matchups, but you're already dealing with a highly offensive character on the side of Cammy. I think the same thing is probably going to happen in this case, coming from Squall, with Mai being that same offending character.
Yes.
We'll see how the resource game really plays out between those two.
Yeah, I think the resource is going to be the name of the game. I think you hit the nail right on the head. Now, it will be interesting in that, like, how the interaction between the fireballs go. Now, Mai obviously has a better fireball than Terry does, but like, I think the benefit of the slow OD ground wave from Terry is going to set up a lot of like pressure sequences where he can get interesting mix-ups, you know, off of the drive rush. But is that even going to come into play? Is Squall going to give him that kind of breathing room? And, you know, it's also interesting to note that we are in a deep in the top 8 part of the bracket. And we are seeing 2 SNK characters this deep in the bracket. Not even Street Fighter characters.
It's CEO all over again. This is CEO
right?
Grand Finals. So, because I was trying to remember exactly like how that matchup went between Lashar and NL, and just think about who really came out on top. And it was Terry that came out on top that time, and the tournament prior it was Mai before that anyway. So these characters have been the face of the last few major events for Street Fighter 6.
Yeah.
No surprise to see him in a top 4 position here.
Okay, blocks it out there, but taking his turn back with that stand fierce, the huge jump, and it's a good chunk of damage. He doesn't choose to, like, he could have gotten a little more drive gauge out of that, but most importantly, he wants that corner position, tries to catch him back dashing with that towards the stand fierce again. Sevens wants to get out of the corner, no such luck.
Strong, trying to threaten that space again, and look at the way that we're playing against Fan. Take a step back and a fierce. Squall answering back around a piece. Don't worry, chat, we missed round 1. No big deal. We got the catch up for you, though. We're stocked up on those resources. Level 3 on either side is a threat. See Squall owning that corner.
You're exactly right, and he did that so well against Cusco. He's done it so well in all this top 8. He understands the spacing. He understands when he needs to reel it back in. He keeps his hands close to his chest. He's not going to overextend. He's a veteran.
He's here waiting for you to waste away on the drive parry.
Ooh, I love that delay throw. Looking for something, you know, whether it's going to be delay button, ODDP, drive reversal, whatever it might be. Understanding when he needs to play a little conservative is Sevens. And we saw that earlier in his set. He's willing to play patient.
Nice.
But just as I say that, oh, he dropped it. Okay, he has another chance to live.
So you are lingering on that parry for far too long, Squall. We get tossed for the trouble. Couple of neutral jumps. We want to rebuild that drive gauge without giving up too much ground and get closer to the problem that will start whittling away at it here. Space has been so important for both these players here. We do get the super right over the fireball.
So good. I love that empty jump into, like, essentially baiting that fireball. That was so smart from Squall. He was plotting that, you know, probably 10 seconds ago. Okay, the ODDP, get your damn hands off me.
Okay, try to get the medium. Nice.
Oh, man. And that's the power of the fireball, man. That OD fireball is so damn strong. Yep, that's going to hit ya. Dude. Taking another round. Not even robbery at that point, just bullying.
Yeah. This is kind of what we expected here, right? Because this was the problem that Sevens showcased against Cusco. Just once we get stuck in that corner position, a character like like Kamut that can bully, there's some difficulty here for Sevens to get out. Needs a little bit of that breathing room to activate Power Wave, threaten with Burn Knuckle.
I like that bait. Yep, I would have done level 1 too. Force the situation. Yes, okay. Able to get the burnout here, take advantage of that, controlling this corner position here. And I think Terry does this really well. He's got that good DP, you know, crack shoot really helps. And just like that, Sevens with a round on the board, a perfect, no less. Those 7 letters meaning oh so much as we get into this next round.
That was strong. Throw.
Blade throw. Oh, yep. He's done that a couple times now. Gonna go into the level 1. A good chunk of damage, but most importantly, giving him those ever-important fire stocks to let him bully even worse. And honestly, if you're Squall, you take that ODDP. Look at the drive gauge.
Also start paying attention to the spacing that these two players have been showcasing throughout the set here. Squall is very conscious of that distance required to make that Burn Knuckle safe. You see that Squall will take a step back the moment Seven starts to threaten a forward movement. That means that buffer is coming through for a Burn Knuckle there.
Right.
And that sends off warning signs for Squall. Getting in a very uncomfortable position for that Burn Knuckle allows for that punish. Squall is certainly going to take advantage of it.
Yeah, you're exactly right. A very astute observation, my friend.
Well, thank you.
Keen eye. Oh, talk about a keen eye. Checking the toes is Sevens, getting the drive rush counter, or the drive rush conversion off the crouching medium kick. And now again, he has this position where he gets to just poke and bully and prod at Squall with his back to the wall here. Just needs to make sure he does not let him out of that corner. He tried. Oh, but the back throw. This could be all he needs.
That's the one flaw there. Oh my goodness. Hold on a second. I'll finish that thought in just a moment. We got to see if this combo finishes, and it will. Nice job from Sevens, but I was going to say that stand medium kick. That's the one flaw here from right? You have that distance that leaves a lingering hurt box there. It allows for that ODDP to connect. Gives that a better opportunity here for Sevens to gain more ground.
Okay, the Burn Knuckle, maybe that might start, you know, maybe he can find a little bit of a better rhythm, a little bit of better positioning, so that can be a little more important. We saw that was so huge in his set against against Cusco, and so far it hasn't been in the same way against Squall because Squall has been able to, you know, make it punishable and block.
How many shoulder checks are we gonna get, please?
He's got to worry about getting burnt out. Oh, the back throw.
Very smart play.
I would, you know what? I would have done it too. Like, force it out of him. You're up 2-0. This isn't terrible. I think if anything, this gives you a little bit of information about, like, you know, how ready he is, how wide his eyes are. You know, he's not asleep at the wheel.
That's the deepest pan. Like, caught the ankle. Like, you kidding me? That was still there. Looking for that burn knuckle likely. That's why we got the down back from Squall.
I think you're right. Oh, what a huge punish. And getting the pickup, too. From that range, it was a little awkward. No cross cut.
Yeah. Really awkward there. Oh, God.
Oh, good DP. Squall just always ready to put himself in a winning position. That forward throw, punish counter, a ton of damage. The drive gauge is low. He is in a prime position.
Get off me, please.
I don't blame him. I feel that way fighting Mai too.
You never know when that's going to be the last ODDP in those corner situations sometimes. Here we go. Throw.
Oh, the sweep. It's so good.
Don't fall for it. I think that's the threat, honestly, is like if you're caught with that fan toss, good round there for Squall. If you're caught in that fan toss, you're worried about the 50-50. Either it's the low from the crouch forward or the overhead right there, right? And if you're too early on the crouch block, then that's overhead opportunity.
Oh, almost got whiff punished with that fan. But the light conversions land its mark for Squall. And it's not even about landing damage. You know, you'll notice that most of these interactions aren't doing much damage. It's all about that corner. He wants to push her to the corner, or push him to the corner, so he can get the throw, so he can get the drive gauge damage, you know?
See, and that's the other thing, right? That new change for that fan, being able to walk back after the bounce, right? So try to take advantage of it. But if your back is against the wall, you've lost the real estate to, you know, gain any more ground away from it.
They're playing patient, not trying to overextend here. But that's been how Squall has fought this so far. He's actually kind of turned the tide for how things went against, or went with sevens earlier. But finally, we do see a little bit of a light conversion into this level 3. Means a decent amount of damage, but most importantly, it's going to be under that 1 bar of drive gauge threshold. And he caught him pressing. He's getting a little too anxious, trying to go a little too deep there with that pressure. And look at what it's turned into for Squall.
Tech, very brave one at that from sevens. Necessary to survive. Squall threatening that space. Just needs one more round. No! Tosses the fan!
Oh, no, he's not dead.
Parry here. Jab out. There's so many resources on the side of Squall.
Oh, my
Not
God.
enough to finish. 14 seconds left. You have the life lead.
Yeah, he does. He does have the life lead. Oh, my God. Yes, Odie Fireball. Okay, and he beats. Oh my!
All on that?
That was crazy. I don't even like.
There wasn't. No, you. I know what you're about to say. There was not a burnout when he threw that deep.
Right.
There was literally not a burnout there.
That was such a crazy interaction, and you know, it had everything. It had patience, it had fundamentals, and a little bit of luck. And sometimes that is what it takes. Squall is not going to turn that down. A dub is a dub is a dub. And he is going to take it. He moves on. He's still alive on this loser's side.
You can't look back at the replay. If you're sevens, you can never watch that replay again. Delete it from your system right now.
That was crazy.
Don't look at the VOD. Ask low kick to scratch that for the VOD. There's no way Squall knew. Are you kidding? There's no way. There is no way you knew that Sevens was going to try to drive parry in his face. There's no way. I knew it.
Yeah, okay. Thank you, Squall, for setting the record straight. We are not getting, you know, we're not getting any sort of conspiracy theory, no convolution, no conflation. He's being honest, and I respect that, damn it. He might be playing Mai, which is not an honest character, but at least he will be honest about his intentions.
I'll burn out right now. I got a game lead. No big deal.
Yep.
Get to your losers finals match, bro.
That was a good set. That was a good set. What do we got next? What's our next match?
Next match, losers finals, Harms versus Squall. So Harms gonna be stepping into this arena here with that Honda up against this Mai.
Yeah, so seeing the journey of Harms so far in this top 8 has been a bit tumultuous. You know, in his first set on winner's side, he dominated Tinabari pretty convincingly. And then immediately was met with Stealth, who frankly, you know, put him in his place, took a little bit of belt to ass. And now he's sitting on Grand Finals winner's side. But I have to expect no less that Harms would, you know, reconcile some of his shortcomings in that last set, pay attention to how things went different, and should be a little bit more locked in here going against Mai. But it is Mai. How locked in can you be against a character like that, Zero? What does it matter?
That's the thing of it, man. That is just so look, I have to call it out here because Dr. African Minute saw this. That was level 10 intellect. Like, nah, if we're playing D&D, that was 2 intelligence and 10 wisdom. Like, that's what that play was. But yeah, when you're up against Mai, it's going to be that bit of back and forth. I wonder how much of a threat that spatial awareness is going to be, right? Because those normals coming from Mai will be quite a threat against Honda. But Honda has a great stand strong and a lot of great distance tools as well. And once we get that initial knockdown, the same kind of playstyle can apply, except Mai does have that OD reversal that's going to save her in quite a few risky scenarios up against Honda. We'll see if that really comes into play or if just Squall's intuition really comes out on top of the rest of the bracket.
Yeah, let's strap in. Harms is gonna have to really dig deep here, especially with all the momentum behind Squall. And already you can see he looks pretty confident finding this range where you know, he can just harass with those fireballs, harass with that stand fierce. But Harms getting a good chunk of damage here, and ooh, getting like that almost like fake spacing trap there into the OD Oicho. Huge chunk of damage, down to maybe 35% in Squall. Harms is sitting pretty.
Okay, perfect. All right. Never mind.
Ooh, that is going to be it. More than enough damage. Man, the punish counter butt slam is so strong. Such a huge reward for him.
And to get the stand fierce, quite the button for Honda in this matchup.
Oh no. Oh man, look at him go. Oh, he was trying to bait out a DP 100%.
No kidding. You see that high-low potential here with that fan toss. That distance, though, that crouch floor is the safe bet to go for the crouch block coming from Harms.
Okay, the forward throw from Squall. This is how it gets started. We know she has arguably the best throw loop in the game. Once she gets you to that corner, this might be all she wrote. Look at it.
Toss. Oh. Coming to get you, said Honda.
Oh man, the whiff punish. Squall was ready. He will be able to kill with this level 1 or level 2, excuse me. That is more than enough, able to conserve a bar of drive gauge, and as we know, that is ever important for Mai. You know, it gives her access to those fire stocks, which just buff her in such tremendous ways.
Full screen, checking the reactions, got that perfect parry. We get off of it here. But Squall doesn't want to be the one to give up too much ground. Does go OD DP.
Yeah, shut it down immediately, right? He recognizes the advantage that he has and doesn't want to, you know, give up like any sort of momentum, especially against a character like Honda. You have to assert that control and keep a tight grip on the ropes.
Nice little toss here, deep jump in.
Looking for a shimmy, no such luck, but he's still patient, not overextending. Forward throw.
Nice. Throw owns this position. I don't like that buffer, bro. Stop doing that.
And now we saw this position before. You know, Harms accidentally got whiff punished there at the end of the last round by Squall. You can see he is putting himself in that spot again, looking for that pickup.
Ooh, pushed out of that second hit on the fan though, but it's still going in Squall's favor with this lead. We're on a razor's edge with this drive gauge, but one final hit is all that Squall will need. As long as we don't burn out! Oh, what a
You know what? I respect it. You know, he had, like, Squall had been doing a great job of checking the forward movement from Harms. And so you make that big gamble there, and if you do actually land it, it's going to do a ton of, you know, mental damage. So I respect the attempt, even if it didn't work out. It's the first game.
It's at that range that we've seen around Fierce, it's a fan toss, right? So it was a fair call to go for that super at that position. There's a lot of history between that back and forth throughout that first game that allowed for that to happen.
Okay.
Goes.
Yeah, convincing around that time around. Everything went, you know, went Harms' way. And that's how it goes with Honda sometimes. If you guess wrong like twice, it's probably a wrap because he does so much damage.
Fan, big jump in.
Ooh, okay. That is an option. That armor helps against fireball characters.
Ooh,
It's out of there.
look, I love that hurt box manipulation to avoid that fan too.
Okay. Again, back to this corner. Squall has been controlling it with an iron fist. There's one throw. How many do we got? No cross cut. But he's still out of there.
Oh, yeah, the medium start. We have full meter. Spend the 2. Wait a minute. I've seen this game before. Stop, please. Wait. We still in game 1? Hold on.
I mean, you know, if it's the same old song and dance, maybe we haven't changed the channel, you know? It might be a repeat. Oh, he gets a pick up. Look at the corner carry. There's one forward throw. Oh, damn. He called out the delay. I really love that attempt.
See, yep. A little cautious on putting out that Stand Fierce anymore.
And look at how much work like those 3 successive fireballs did.
Yeah. Whoa! Whoa! Out here.
And now we are starting to see the divide in their class. Just these normals from Mai combined with her incredibly strong fireball game just means that like you have to either like not do anything because you're trying to block or perfect parry everything or like manage your drive gauge, or you're swinging a bit in these risky positions and just getting counter poked and whiff punished constantly.
Be careful with against a character like mine. Like you said, just the neutral game that Squall has here, getting these whiff punishes, the overhead.
Okay, the low confirm, and just like that, look at the steam. It is piling up. It's filling the room. He's not breathing.
Pull forward, enough to get our kill. Damage is mounting. Just one more sequence. That's all that Squall's looking for here. Wants to close this out. Oh!
Okay. There's a little bit of something. But he's still got a big hill to climb, and oh man, he does counter poke. I mean, if he lands the right hit, he can kill. It's just, how do you even get that hit when she's got so much meter? She gets to just poke at you and prod at you and bully you, as we've seen. All of this top 8. Yeah, what do you do? What do you do?
Already seen the one attempt at dog slide. The headbutt not really going to work out.
Oh, the level 1, and now the fireballs are even better. Zero. What is this?
Let's get the perfect parry. You got to start. Can carry for corner there. Nice. There we go. Air to air. Perfect parry. The side swap is a little unfortunate there for Harms. Beneficial for Squall, of course, who still has one more stock.
Oh, did he
my
hit?
God.
Okay. This is huge, and this is level 3. This is going to put him down to about 60% drive, about 40% drive gauge, excuse me. Oh, a little bit more. Okay, never mind. But more importantly, this means that Harms gets to actually instill some of his offense, and just like that, he's got a round on the board.
Shutting down the startup of the overhead coming from Squall there, too. We thought it was going to be a pump break on the drive rush there. Just got the interrupt. Hands does get crouched forward, opens up that second shot, the overhead.
Oh man, it's back. The fans. Oh, and the air throw. That did a grip of damage too. Holy cow. Knight rushing in again and just fully in control in the driver's seat. He's shifting gears. He's watching the, the side of the road. He's like chilling, dog.
You see these jabs come out. I dare you to put a button out in this range, but Squall's like, I'm chilling, bro. Like, you see this life I got?
And what's like an asshole move about it is like Squall's drive gauge is so low. He's basically taunting him to, oh my god. Okay, hold up. Oh, he caught him on the way up. Okay.
Yo, we're not out of this yet.
It got tense real quick.
Yes, it did.
Oh, is he dead? Oh, he's still alive. He's still alive. So you're saying there's a chance.
Oh my goodness. I thought a Fierce was coming out from Harms. Unfortunately, it was the strong, not the button that we needed. But Squall, 3-0 victory over Harms. Rising through one hell of a loser's run. I mean, seriously, look back at this bracket because Squall knocked down the losers pretty early on by Nice One and made quite a run. 2-0 versus Joey, 2-0 versus El Seco, 2-0 over Jack, 2-1 over Magnegro, and then back into this top 8 with 3-2 versus Deznere, 3-0 over Tinabari, 3-2 over Sevens, and now 3-0 over Harms to make it into this grand finals.
Earlier in this top 8, I talked about maybe some players kind of running out of steam as we get into the longer part of this bracket. Some of these matches have been very tenuous and, take a lot out of you. And when it comes to having that kind of stamina and like wherewithal, I think veteran players really shine. And Squall has been around a long time. He's part of that Unk status for sure. And so if he's got the experience, he's got, that lung control, he's got the cardio work put in, he can run the marathon. And we're seeing that right now. Even in some of these sets that are like 3-2, 3-1, even if he's not winning convincingly, he can maintain his composure as it drags on and edge it out. Is that going to happen in this next set?
Yeah, we'll have to find out. But of course, let's take a look at our upcoming events as well before we get into this grand finals. That next World Warrior Midwest event is already here. Definitely check it out. It'll be happening August 16th, actually, for that online tournament. That's a little off of my calendar. That's the next one, really? Midwest 3? Fascinating. Okay, all right. My calendar's wrong, chat. What the heck? But then... Okay, yeah, because the schedule does say the 23rd. Either way, Roundhouse, 26th through the 28th of September. We're going to be back at that Renaissance Glenview. Make sure you use that discount code. I believe it's going to be FGC EB100 for $15 off your ticket to Roundhouse Tag.
Yes, be sure to sign up, mark your calendars. You don't want to miss either of those events. I assure you they are worth it. Now, let's get strapped in, folks. Get your seats ready, kick your shoes off, recline, because we are gearing up for the grand finals. It has been a long, arduous journey, and we are finally here to see who wins the lion's share of these points here at CPT-NA Midwest number 2, brought to you by none other than Low Kick Esports. If you haven't already, please be sure to give these guys a follow, both on Twitch and YouTube. They are dual streaming. This is the future. Everybody's trying to make sure they get max CPM, make sure they get the most out of their content creation. Do not miss out on anything. Stay up to date, please.
Absolutely. We'll get right into this here. They are allowed to go. Pull the trigger. Let's start the set. Get into it here.
So with this matchup coming up, right, we've got Mai versus JP.
Yeah,
this is a matchup we see a bit of in Japan, and I guess Asia in general. Like, both these characters are represented commonly. We've got people like Ryusei, Kakaru, everybody and their brother in Asia plays Mai. And so we see this at a high level. I think this matchup is Mai favored simply because of like how strong her fireball is, and more importantly, how strong her meaty fireball is when you're knocked down. It's maybe the best in the game, and we know JP struggles with that.
Yeah, it's going to be fascinating to see how this plays, because we kind of thought the same thing was going to happen on the side of Stealth versus Harms here, where E Honda would kind of be the bully against JP, but again, very different take, right, in terms of trying to close the gap. We even thought that for Cusco, right, to be that aggressor with Camping, which is probably the closest archetype you're going to get with Mai, with the exception of, well, obviously Mai has a fireball.
Sure, right. And now look at that. She's got her drive gauge back, and suddenly things are a lot more potent. And we see it already starting. There's a huge pickup, going for the frame kill and backing up a little bit, maybe worried about the amnesia. I love the ODDP early on to set the tone, and now he gets to instill his will, and he baits out the amnesia. Squall in a bit of a slugfest there, takes that first round.
Jeez, very confident walk forward here, so Stealth's going to take advantage of that crouch forward of their own departure to back it up even.
Okay, parrying that. He does actually get the cross up, and the ever important side switch there from Squall, already putting... Oh, that crouching medium kick was so important, and even gets the counter hit there in the frame trap overhead. The conversion. Stealth is so ready. I'm really impressed with his game plan thus far throughout all of this top 8. Oh, the DP?
Yeah,
wasn't even
very
OD?
Good. Excellent timing. That was gapped right between the departure activation, too.
Yeah, you're exactly right. And this is how it starts. Looking to bait it out, and he's already on that next layer. Stealth with that delay jab, or excuse me, delay crouch medium punch, is able to get the conversion. Now we're tied up at 1 apiece. That was so sick. The awareness there, I could talk about that for 10 minutes. That was so smart from Squall. He's really good at the video game.
Kind of good, yeah. Fears try to
A little bit
position here, but the crouch forward, see, there's that guessing game you play where you could try to back away, but the fear is that crouch forward catches the backdash.
Oh, he interrupts. He sniffed out that timing, able to put a kibosh on that OD departure setup, and now suddenly the drive gauge is going to shift. It'll be slight advantage for Squall, but most importantly, he has that huge screen positioning. It means he gets to instill his will in a big way. Oh no!
See here, I mean, this is the one character archetype that JP might have a challenge against. This great aggression, projectile to keep JP locked in, even with departure on the field. That means the teleport is down and out when we get the double bounce off those fans.
Okay, he's going for the level 2. He wants to try and mix him to death, and that is going to be it. The confidence in Stealth's gameplay. I'm really impressed in his decision making when it comes to these moments of, essentially kind of taking a turn back in these tense defensive moments and not cashing out for what could be a kill. There have been a couple of these moments where he's had full resources and he could probably do a full combo dash to get the kill, but he's so confident in his decision making in neutral that he's willing to set up more of these interactions and believes that he can get the job done. Oh, that... I thought he was gonna pick that up again. That was about to be so sick. Look at this bully! He's trying to stuff him in a locker, Zero! He's dunking him in the toilet, he's putting him in the trash can, he's giving him a wedgie. Squall is
nerd.
just being an ass. Yeah!
You're out here doing mathematics and playing with cash money. Go out there and do some sports or something, man.
Go out there and do some sports?
Pick up an extracurricular, that nerd.
It's called Four Eyes, or it's called football 4 Eyes. It's called 4 Eyes. I screwed it up. Anyways,
we know you're not a bully.
All right, there it is, the side switch. Again, JP just gets to do what he wants when the level 2 is out. Okay, the back throw, that perfect parry, granting him the opportunity. You need to do it in this matchup. On both sides, frankly.
Here. Nice, actually, that's huge. That is pretty big for Squall to get that drive parry to build up our gauge.
Yes. Oh, and the ODDP. He's done that twice now. And I love that range jumping, and he let it go really deep. Just taking advantage of how slow crouching heavy punch is from JP. We all know that button's cheap. It's super strong. It beats cross-ups, whatever. But he was jumping from a range where he could take advantage of the frame data there.
But even bigger as well is the fact that we did that.
Oh no.
Drive parry just in the nick of time to allow for that ODDP to get that victory there. If we didn't do drive parry, we would have been burned out. Different story here. But now Squall about to be burned out in the first round of game number 3. Still drive parry.
Look at the drive gauge, and he forces the burnout. That is fine for Stealth. Gets the trip guard punish counter, and another round on the board for him. This is just a slugfest between these two. Back and forth like a pendulum.
Okay, trade out. He's on the projectile. Departure out, but nice air to air to interrupt for Glove to get that full distance. Woo.
Okay, not biting on the frame trap there, going for these stagger buttons, but Stealth believes in his defense. There, finally, something lands, the low conversion off of the lights. Now Squall pushing Stealth back to the wall here. Oh, no crosscut.
At the very least, though, you got out of the corner. You did have to pay the corner tax, though, to do it.
No level 2 or level 3. And no level 3 to force the burnout Stealth. This is what I'm talking about. And look at this, it's going to pay off. He's had so many of these interactions where if he did decide to cash out, it almost certainly would kill. But he's willing to just take the guaranteed like risk-averse damage, and then he believes he can win that next interaction, and it's paying off. He's up to 1-0.
Yes, indeed. You know, sometimes saving up on it. Maybe we did try to buffer, just didn't feel quite confident in that interaction. But it does pay off in the end, as you're saying anyways, because now you got that guarantee. Departure and potentially the final match point of the night here. Didn't get scooped on that parry. That was quite the threat from Stealth.
Crouch Fierce, that's in his favor. And not even necessarily from a damage perspective, but most importantly because it is resetting back to neutral, where JP again gets to just instill his will and just put up a proverbial maze for Mai to deal with as she tries to actually get something going close range.
Okay, we've got the drive rush to close the gap. Guess off fan toss.
Out of there, good drive gauge awareness there, using the drive parry to make sure that he's not on the losing end of that stick.
Still gonna get tossed. Overhead. Still gonna take our turn. Thanks to that drive rush though.
He's still got a liver. And he forces it. He's going to, yes. I love that. You know, I truly believe if Squall had actually gone for a jump button, like a jump attack, the hurt box would have gotten clipped by that fireball. So his choice to like empty jump, whether it was, you know, reading that fireball or not, ultimately was a sound strategy that literally won him that round.
Yeah, that was absolutely insane, that Squall. Even just took the patience to wait, right? To see the interaction from Stealth as opposed to trying to make that charge.
These throws are landing. Okay, no counter hit on the fan bounce. Just out of range, does not get to wail on that drive gauge a little bit more. The throw tech from Squall, making sure he does not get side switched here. Now we're back to neutral, and Stealth is looking pretty comfortable again. He just doesn't really, and the side switch is so cheap. The Departure just covering both angles there, ensuring that he basically gets the jump in for free. Now here it is, the activated level 2. How can he mix? One.
God, the level 1. I had to hold my breath. I had to see.
Oh, man. And now it is tense. It's been getting more and more tight around the collar as Stealth is looking at potentially closing this set out here. The Amnesia wins back, and actually that was a huge opportunity there for Squall to just kind of screw up the conversion off of the Amnesia. It made it awkward so that Stealth couldn't get the pickup. Oh, but he actually bets it all here, and now he's maybe going a little aggro. Gets his back pushed to the wall here as he is in burnout, and this is looking bleak.
Yeah, absolutely. Stealth being in a burnout state. All these oh my, that's a big opportunity.
He has to go for level 3. It's going to get his drive gauge back. He will still, he'll still be in kind of down position, I would say. There's a little bit of a life lead on Stealth's side, and we do have to worry about Amnesia.
Away. Hold that crouch forward. Are you kidding me? Trying to walk away, but not enough resources to finish the job.
And there it is. Ultimately, a misinput on Squall's part. The drop combo means that he will fall short. Stealth making sure that conversion is more than enough damage. And he is going to be your CPT and a Midwest World Warrior #2 champion. Texas taking it home.
Changing it up a little bit here, of course. The first event was Hamad taking it with the Honda. We almost had a second Honda pull up for your champion, but this time around, the $1 million character, JP, coming out on top in today's World Warrior Midwest. And quite a top 8, a little bit of a change up in the roster, but still strong competition nonetheless, because look, this Midwest region is some of the cream of the crop competition you're going to find out here for Capcom World Tour.
Yeah, incredibly strong. You know, I would say for a while there, the Midwest, you know, we're both from Midwest here. And for a while we were definitely for a while we were definitely kind of, you know, fighting for our scraps at the table to prove our worth. And then, you know, partway through Street Fighter 5, we started to get a little more recognition. We had, you know, really strong players show up at Capcom Cup, you know, at these majors, and that's carried over into Street Fighter 6, and people damn well know to put some respect on our name. And it is not, you know, coming up short at all in these brackets. We are getting great representation, and whomever does finally make it into Capcom Cup this year, they're going to do a great job, I'm sure. But we're not done yet. We're only into number 2. Number 3 is in a few weeks, so make sure that you guys are signing up. Keep it on your calendars. You don't want to miss out. And production, do we maybe have like a top 8 graphic we can take a look at to have like a rundown to see who all? That's fine. So yeah, here is another quick look to see how things shook out there. Again, we do have Jackie Tan and Deznere, you know, bowing out, tying in 7th. And then outside of that, it's going to be Cusco and Tinabari tied for that 5th place. And then 4th place is going to be Sevens. Harms is going to be in 3rd, Squall in 2nd place, and then Stealth. Again, Texas for the 2nd time in a row taking it here. Ohio, we got to do better.
Simply do better, Ohio. And also, that's not all for the weekend of Capcom Pro Tour action. There's still more World Warrior events happening tomorrow. We have Asia South, number 2, France 2, Spain and Portugal will be happening tomorrow. And of course, I believe that's Canada and California West. There is one today after us. Is it? No, Latin America's not today. I don't even have them this week at all, actually. Oh, I have to double check. But either way, also South Asia East number 2 is happening tomorrow as well. It's a full docket of World Warrior competition. I'm trying to double check where that Latin America is, at least for the next one. But yeah, still plenty more to come here. It's always a weekend full. So would you see the Midwest pull up? That's usually meaning the start of another wave of a ton of brackets for World Warrior. So keep an eye out. Most of the Latin America competition happened last Sunday. There was Mexico 2 that happened. South America West 2 happened. You'll have South America East 2 tomorrow.
Okay.
Keep that.
Yeah, there's just about every weekend during the CPT season, there's always something to watch, whether it's a major World Warrior stuff going on, whatever it might be. But that is going to wrap it up again for us. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. It was a quick bracket tonight, but nothing short of incredible, intense action. Again, I am Mr. Mustopheles, joined by none other than Zero. Thank you so much for sharing the commentator's desk with me. Be sure to give a follow to Low Kick Esports, both on Twitch and YouTube and on Twitter and all that good stuff. And that will be it from us. Thank you guys so much, and have a great night.
Later days.